He became younger. So they already have a Bristol community. They call it the Shul. It's not, I don't think it's Shul. They started it. So now, the whole idea is London, what to do. How to work. Every once in my opinion. I went to London. No meat. Vegetable.
As we say, Shana flavor, the limit that Hasidus, the Dark Hasidus, Sego, the Sego, Hagachagi. This evening, the schedule will have Rabbi Zirkin will speak, Rabbi Pelton will also speak. Afterwards, Menachem Cohen will share a few words also. Menachem's birthday tonight. I asked him, I said, there's every year's of Kislev. Is that right? The Shkoyach for sponsoring the whole Farbrengen, the Suda, Shas Hatzlacha.
Stand up, don't sit. Stand. I'm not standing. You have to. Can't sit.
You're going to stand?
Yes.
Okay. Shana Teiva, the Limit Hachsidus, the Darki Hachsidus, Chassidus, the Chasim. We say that it should be the Limit Hachsidus, the Darki Hachsidus. That means that Limit Hachsidus has to lead into something practical. It has to lead into a derech. It has to have the pathway of Chassidus. One of the chidushim, one of the changes, one of the revolutions in many ways of what the Baal Shem Tov came to accomplish was creating this connection between the limud, the learning, and the action. That the learning should be something that leads to a meaningful action. As we know that before the Baal Shem Tov, you had the wide gap, differentiation, separation between those that were the learning, those who learned Torah the whole time, those who were considered, the higher echelon of the Jewish people, so to speak, and then there was the Pashti, the simple Jew. For them, they were busy trying to do as many mitzvahs as they could. They were busy trying to, say the minimum they could, the maximum they could, the few words of Tillim they had, whatever they had, they tried their best. But there was a massive gulf between the two. And the Baal Shem Tov came and showed how really the simple Yid's avoida, his avoida in many ways is more precious to the Eibishter. And in that sense, the derech, the path, the actions speak more than even the greatest levels of limud. If the limud is not leading l'dei ma'isa, as the Gemara says, Gadol hal talmid shemei l'dei ma'isa, if the learning is not leading into action, and it's just an academic study, then it doesn't have its purpose. Although Takin Hasidus, it explains that Limud HaTorah for itself has its great milas. That it's a yichud nifla shein yichud kamayos. After that, it says in Perikei of Tanya that it's a unity with Hashem on such a level. There's no other unity like Limud HaTorah. And throughout Tanya, the Alter Rebbe sort of weighs out the milah of Torah learning just in itself over Kiyum HaMitzvahs. But at the end of the day, since the tachlis, the ultimate kavod, the ultimate purpose of why we're here, is as Alter Rebbe explains in Tanya Parak Lamed Hey Lamed Vav, is to make a dira lo yizbarach b'tachtonim, is to draw Hashem in the world, to make the world a keli, a vessel for Hashem. For that requires action. Ma'aseh b'koil requires the koil mamish of action. That means all the limud haTorah, all the studying, which is all very important. And as we said, the Gemara says, "Gadol haTalmud," that you need to learn. If you don't learn, you don't know you don't know what you need to do. Without learning Torah, you don't have the basic knowledge, as Alter Rebbe explains in Torah. It's the instruction manual. How do you know how you're supposed to build a sukkah? How do you know how you're supposed to put on tefillin? You need the instruction manual, but the instruction manual is to lead to action, to peil mamish, to actually do something. So when we say Lashon HaTorah, b'limud hachsidus u'b'darkei hachsidus, it's the gadol ha'maisa, the gadol ha'talmud shemeid l'dei maisa. The main thing is the darkei hachsidus, that the limud that we learn through chassidus should impact us on a level that we act that way. It changes our being. It changes our mahus in a way, in a practical way, that we're acting in such a way. And that is the way that we accomplish our mission, our purpose in this life. In the Hayom Yom, it brings the letter of the Rebbe Rashab. The Rebbe Rashab wrote in Tafrei Samach Beis about the greatness of Yutes Kislev. That Yutes Kislev is the day that Or v'chayis nafsheinu nitan lanu. We were given the Or, the light, v'chayis, and the life of our neshama. And the Rebbe explains that what is the Or v'chayis nafsheinu? What is the double expression? So he says, the Rebbe says that there's two types of energy. There's a general energy. There's a klolius stika energy, a chayis klolius, a very general, unspecified energy. And then you have a very specific energy, an energy that's related to a prati, to a specific thing. When a person is doing Torah mitzvahs, for example, you could do mitzvahs on a very general understanding. You understand that the Eivishter commanded you to do a mitzvah. That there has to be a mitzvah done. Why? Because that's what the Eivishter said. That's the basic reason. Every yid is going to do a mitzvah because that's what the Eivishter wants. Why else are we davening? Why else are we putting on tefillin? Why else are we keeping kashrus? Why else are we keeping any halacha? It's not because it's something that we would naturally do on our own. It's because this is what the Eivishter told us to do, so we do it. It's the ratzon of Hashem, and every yid naturally wants to fulfill the ratzon of the Eivishter. It's part of our natural disposition, so to speak, to fulfill the ratzon of the Eivishter. It's only that sometimes things get in the way. As the Gemara says, a person will never really do something that's against Hashem's will, if not for the fact some sort of ruach shtus, some sort of distortion, some sort of excuse, some sort of rationalization. Something comes into your mind that tells you, okay, it's not so bad if I don't do it this way, if I'm not so frum, if I don't keep kashrus on the highest level, if I don't keep Shabbos exactly perfectly. At the end of the day, it's all good. So we sometimes come up with these excuses. We do it in life all the time. Throughout life, we go through these moments in our personal relationships, in our relationships with other people. We rationalize and excuse our behavior. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. We don't do it exactly perfectly this way. It's fine. So that's only because there's a ruach shtus. There's something that comes into our mind and starts playing with us. That starts making us. There's two things. The Gemara says that, the Gemara in Bracha says, that Bishmol says, son of Bishmol, that we want to do the ratzon of the Eivishter. That we really want to fulfill, we want to do the Eivishter's ratzon, but what can we do? That there's the Sa'ur Shevi Isa. There's the yeast in the dough. There's the Yetzer Hara. We have the Yetzer Hara at the end of the day. So you can ask the question, so which one is it? Is it because we have the Yetzer Hara? It's because it's a Ruach Shtus. The Yetzer Hara is that the idea that we all have a Nefesh HaLekis and a Nefesh HaBahamis, that there's two nefashos, that there's two souls. We have the Nefesh Kis and the Nefesh Bahamis, and the Eibusher sets it out, so to speak, this way. As Alter Rebbe says, that L'kach Nivra, that's why we were created, to have this constant battle, this constant war between the two. But